Most people spend their entire lives hoping lightning never strikes them. Roy Sullivan survived it 7 times. 7. Not twice, not 3 times. 7 separate lightning strikes over 35 years. And somehow, he lived through every single one. The question isn't how he survived. The question is, why did it keep happening? Roy Sullivan worked as a park ranger in Virginia's Shenandoah National Park. His job kept him outdoors more than most people could imagine. In 1942, the impossible began. A storm rolled in while Roy was inside a fire lookout tower. Lightning struck the tower repeatedly. Roy ran for safety. Then lightning hit him. The strike burned his leg and damaged a toenail. Most people would assume that could never happen again. But 27 years later, it did. In 1969, Roy was driving a park truck when lightning struck nearby. The bolt traveled through the vehicle and knocked him unconscious. When he came to, his eyebrows had been burned off. 2 strikes. Already unbelievable. But Roy's story was only getting started. Just 1 year later, in 1970, lightning found him again. This time, a nearby power transformer was struck. The electrical charge jumped toward Roy. The strike burned his shoulder. Then, in 1972, it happened again. Lightning struck nearby and set his hair on fire. Imagine reaching a point where being struck by lightning isn't your greatest concern. It's making sure you can put out the flames afterward. Roy reportedly began carrying water with him, just in case. Think about that for a second. He wasn't preparing for rain. He was preparing for lightning. By now, newspapers had started paying attention. People across the country couldn't believe the numbers. Most people never experience a lightning strike. Roy had survived 4. Then came strike number 5. In 1973, while on patrol in the park, lightning struck again. Once more, his hair caught fire. At this point, Roy reportedly believed clouds were following him. And honestly, it's easy to understand why. How many times can something so unlikely happen before it starts feeling personal? 3 years later, in 1976, lightning struck Roy for the 6th time. This strike injured his ankle. 6 strikes. Think about that. Most people would struggle to believe even half of this story. But there was still one more. In 1977, Roy was fishing when lightning struck for the 7th and final recorded time. The bolt burned his chest and stomach. 7 confirmed lightning strikes. 1 human being. The odds are so extraordinary that Roy Sullivan entered the record books. So what explains it? Was he simply unlucky? Was there something unusual about him? Experts point out that Roy spent enormous amounts of time outdoors, in mountainous areas where thunderstorms were common. That certainly increased his exposure. But it still doesn't fully explain the number. Because plenty of people spend their lives outdoors, almost none experience anything remotely like this. That's the part I can't stop thinking about. 7 moments when nature seemed to choose the same person again and again. Most people fear lightning because it might strike once. Roy Sullivan feared it because experience told him it might strike again. And yet, despite injuries, fear, and impossible odds, he survived every encounter. 7 lightning strikes. 1 life. And a mystery that still feels impossible today.